All right, shalom to everyone. I am turning my phone lengthwise to see if it will give a better screenshot on your end, and just want to come out and say shalom, and I hope you all are doing well. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about today, and one of them is just what I have been noticing in myself and what I've needed to do in order to kind of feel better. Some of my herbs have been out that I've been taking, and they're, really they've been helpful. I've noticed that, they're for my adrenals and my kidneys, my pituitary gland. I have anti-parasitic formula, and I have an EndoCare for the endocrine system overall, and just looking at the thyroid as well. There's a blend that I have for that. And so I have been out, and which is okay, because sometimes when you stop something, you want to kind of mix things up sometimes, just like exercising when I was a gymnast and whatnot and training. You don't want to keep doing the same thing, and so when you stop or you add something else or change it up some way, it can really actually benefit the body, because it kind of shocks it and makes it just notice what you're doing, and gets it off rhythm for a minute, and then helps to start healing again. So I'm not exactly sure how to put that the best, but for anyone who exercises and knows that you just changing up what you're doing, if you keep running the entire time, you're just going to be working those muscles and whatnot. And so if you add in swimming, or you add in biking, or you add in different things and how long you do it, and the anaerobics as opposed to just aerobic exercise, on and on. So anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing with my herbs, because I've been using some other just ones I bought from the natural store right now, some Detox, to just keep things going. But the other thing that I've noticed in this is that I was like, okay, so what else can I be doing right now to help myself? And I was looking at just kind of where I was over this last few months, and one thing that I noticed is that I haven't been doing my affirmations as much or continually, and I haven't been listening to them at night. And so I've kind of noticed a drop in my vibrations, especially as I've been trying to do a lot of things on exposing the corruption around CPS and the courts and all of this. I was like, okay, I want to stay grounded. I don't want to fearmonger. I don't want to focus on negatives. What I want to do is focus on the solutions. But in doing so, I have to totally be grounded and balanced. And in order to do that, I really firmly believe that continuing to program my subconscious and making sure that I am not being controlled by the monkey mind or anything like that, that using these messages, affirmations, when I sleep, it really did help me. And so I'm starting that up again. And I've also been just more intentional about getting in some exercise. I was kind of stopping for a little bit because I knew my lymphatic system was backed up and I wasn't sweating enough and whatnot. But I know for myself, since I began exercising as a little child, I started gymnastics at the age of 4, that it has always helped me to release any negativity that is not serving me. So I'm being more intentional about that. And then I did my detox the other day, and I'm just doing it one day at a time as I go. And so that day it worked out really well. I went through the entire day, and then in the evening I broke the fast, and it was good. So I just had a bunch of fruit that day and juice and some herbs, and then in the evening time I just ate a light meal, and felt pretty good about where I was, and then started up the next day and kind of did a 12 to 14 hour fruit juice fast, and then just fruits, because fruit definitely hydrates the body so much. You don't even have to drink a lot of water when you do that. And I know there's a lot of misinformation about fruit and everything, so you can go to Dr. Morse's site and learn more. I'm still continuing to question everything, but what I feel and have experienced myself and what I see, I like. And so that's what I've been doing. And then, I'll eat a little bit. I can tell when I have like a cooked meal. It's still not a processed meal. I cook it myself. I can tell the difference between a cooked meal and then just live, fresh, whole, fruits and vegetables, mostly fruits, how my body reacts. So that is what I wanted to share, is just that there is a bunch of really good healing music out there with high frequency like hertz and healthy hertz, and I will leave that in the description box. It's like 432 hertz and 852 hertz. I haven't looked at the numbers for a while, so but the affirmations, there's guided meditations and all of that, and they are really, really helpful, because we are constantly being conditioned and programmed and just controlled in every way. So we want to program our minds and our bodies, each of ourselves, because we can trust ourselves. And when we really go deep within and step back and observe and not be controlled by this universal mind or the emotions that come. So the next thing that I wanted to say is that a friend of mine talked about, and I'm not going to say it exactly how she said it because I was just watching a little bit of her video before she came out, but something came up to where, like, New Year's resolutions and stuff, and I see the new year as springtime when everything's coming to life, but someone was talking about like one word that kind of describes you and your intentions, what you want, kind of like they were talking about a New Year's resolution to her, which she also, everyone has their own belief systems and ways that they will see the world, and so she's kind of like where I am in that it's like you just look at every day as a blessing, and then face the day and what you have before you. So she was looking at it more like, what word describes me in what I am wanting in my life and what I'm doing? And a couple of words, like I started thinking about it, but the big one that came up for me, so there was a couple of words that kind of came to the surface, but freedom is what stuck out. It's like her word was becoming, because you don't want to stop growing. You want to just keep questioning everything, knowing you don't know really anything. There's so much out there, and we just have to keep seeking and questioning. So I think becoming is just a great word, because we're constantly evolving and growing and becoming the better version of ourselves. And for me, freedom is what stuck out. It's like freedom for all, not the freedom that we were indoctrinated to believe that certain countries or whatever in this world were standing up for, which there's so much corruption and different governments and whatnot, corporations, and so freedom, what it truly means is freedom for all, is all people and all things on this planet or in this world, in the universes, that we need to stand up and know who we are. We are infinite souls having a human experience. So we have these bodies, this flesh, but there's more to us. We each have a spirit, and that spirit of actually who we are. This for myself, I'm in a woman's body, and I'm here experiencing so many different trials and tribulations and challenges. And what I want the most is freedom. I want freedom for me. I want freedom for my offspring. I want freedom for all the people out there and everything, the animals and just all living organisms. And this brings up the next thing, is that there's been a lot of talk about why we're here. Are we here to learn life lessons? Are we here to burn off karma? Are we here just by chance? Are we here because we've been enslaved? The planet's been taken over by parasites and whatnot. And I don't have the answers to all of this. All I know is that there's a lot of life lessons that I am learning, and I'm taking those to heart, and that is what's helping me to move forward and to make this world a better place, to strive more to for what I'm wanting to see in this world, and to move towards freedom, seeing that I am enslaved, that the people have been enslaved. You know, one of the worst things is when you don't know you're enslaved, and you just live your life day to day. It's way harder when you don't see maybe the bars around you, or you feel like you can go to the beach like I am here today, and different things like that. But there's more to slavery than meets the eye. And I won't get too deep into that, but we have been hoodwinked, and we need to truly stand together. And whatever it is that's happened here, I want to be doing everything I can to really rise above this all, and to remember who I am as an infinite soul having this human experience, and to keep learning to not be afraid to question, and to know that no one has this all figured out. So we do have to just keep questioning, and the deception goes very, very, very deep. So this is what I wanted to talk about, just briefly. I hope that it helps someone on their day. I think the last thing I'm going to say is, even if it is just you when you're making a video or writing an article or anything like that, creating a song, artwork, whatever moves you, even if it's just yourself that's listening, that's finding joy in it, that it is moving, then you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Because, you know, the things that are trending out here, I've talked about this before, there's just millions of people who watch, you know, mundane things, temporal things, and while all this other stuff's going on in the world. So as we tell our stories and we're reaching out, you know, you have a ton of people who are gathering for different types of sports events, and watching kids who are maybe jumping on trampolines or doing different silly things. And I'm not trying to judge or put anyone down. What I'm saying, though, is there's a lot of distractions out there that take up a lot of our time and our energy, and it keeps us from knowing who we truly are and supporting one another. It really keeps us from connecting. And you know, it's sad. And so when you see people gathering for like the NFL, and a huge amount of people gathering around the Pope, and different people out there, while all of these parents, these moms and dads, I'll say instead, are gathering and trying to raise awareness about the state-sanctioned human trafficking, the child kidnapping of our loved ones, of our offspring, of our elderly, and people just aren't hearing it in the news. They, you know, will spin the narrative and propagate what they want. And it's all about just distractions. It's time for people to wake up. You know, what we put our energy into grows, and the seeds that we plant today, we will have a harvest, and it's either going to be good, healthy fruit, or it's going to be rotten fruit. So I choose today to focus on those things that are important, to support those who are, you know, around me, who have been purposed into my life, and to continue to just look into all areas. You know, just because I maybe post on a YouTube, you know, video, or I share someone's information, doesn't mean I have to eat up the whole plate, and I don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You know, there's so many belief systems out there. The BS is everywhere, and so we can take the golden nuggets, and I love looking for the golden nuggets, the beautiful pearls that are out there, and they're being thrown around by a bunch of swine, and they're being stomped on, and I'm not going to stand for that anymore. I do not consent to my rights being taken, or those of other people, and the planet at large. The trees, the flowers, the animals, it's wrong. And so any and all contracts that I have ever been a part of, knowingly or unknowingly, without informed consent, without the contract having the 8 elements to make the contract valid, I rescind any of my consent. It's broken. I am not going to be a part of it, because we give our power away when we consent and when we give it away, and I will not give my power away anymore. So that's how I'm going to end this video, and I hope that you also will take your power back, and that across all dimensions, across all time, for anyone and anything, that we have been bound by contracts, that we break them today and we say no more. I'm not a part of it. I rescind any type of oaths or any type of signatures, any consent whatsoever. And they're broken, they're done, and I stand as an infinite soul right now, today, taking my power back. Shalom and namaste to you all. Thank you so much for watching. Find a word that will help you to move forward and to rise above all that is trying to bind us, all that is trying to enslave us, and just keep moving forward towards what you want to see in this world, and we will make it a better place. We will start to heal the world around us, and they won't be able to stop us, because this is bigger than just the physical. Namaste.